what's up everyone? Welcome back on my channel. I know it's been a while, I'm a bit late. I also still have to do a reading wrap up of all the books I've read in March and April. I know I'm gonna do it, but first of all, I wanted to do a book haul because I've been in London and I bought a lot of books, okay? So I thought I'm gonna show you all of them and also how much I paid for them, because there are some stores in London which are like phenomenal for book shopping. I have to say I've never been in London. It's been my first time in the UK, but I've always seen some TikToks about like bookstores like Waterstones or the works. So I thought, okay, this is like book heaven, so I have to go there. There are these huge bookstores, for example, Waterstones at Piccadilly. It's the biggest bookstore I think in whole Europe, if I know it right. Or there are like other stores like Foyles or Harrods where they also have like special editions, but I've mainly been at the works and they sell some popular books for a really good price. So I bought in total 21 books and 19 of them I bought at the works. So let me show you them. Okay, so the first book is Collide. This is an ice hockey romance. This has been already on my wish list on Amazon for a while, and I found this at the works for, it was £5.50, and it also has sprayed edges like with Aiden and Summer. I think these are like the two protagonists. Yeah. Ice hockey romance. I love ice hockey books in general, so I knew I had to get this book, and a friend of mine already read this one and recommended it to me. And for comparison, in Germany you get this edition for around like 13 or 14 euros, and I got this like for £5.50, so it's like amazing price. I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, so next up is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. I'm currently reading Powerless, and I have to say I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, because I'm not a huge fantasy or romantasy reader, like mostly romantasy, and I have to say Powerless, phenomenal. And I bought this one before I even read Powerless because it also has the sprayed edges, and it looks really good. And the good thing is Lauren Roberts has been in the UK like a few days before we went there, and she also signed many books at bookstores. And I also got, wait, let me show you, a signed version, so I knew that I had to buy this book. This is a novella, so Powerless is about Peyton and Kai, and this one is about Adina. She's the best friend of Peyton. It's a short book which is like great just like to read within one day, and I'm gonna read this one after I finish Powerless. Next up is a book as well with sprayed edges. It's Cross the Line by Simone Soltani. I haven't seen this book before, only at the works. It also has sprayed edges. Looks really cool in my opinion. It is a Formula One book. I already have one Formula One book, which is Throttled by Lauren Asher. Haven't read this one, but I've seen on TikTok everywhere that like Formula One is a huge thing nowadays. And I don't know if I would have gotten this one, but they also had a signed version, so I bought this one as well. I mean, it looks pretty, and also for like £5.50 I had to get this one. I'm excited to read it. I think this will be like a quick standalone to read, so yeah, let's see how it will be. Next up is Behind the Net. I bought this one at Waterstones because they had this buy one get one half price thing, and I already had the second book from the series at home, which I didn't knew like back then when I bought it. So now I have the first book from the series. This is, as well as you can see, an ice hockey book. I don't know exactly what it is about, but I mean, it's ice hockey, it can't be bad. Excited to read it. It's by Stephanie Archer, and now that I already have this one and the Fake Out, I mean, I'm gonna have to read it. I know that I will probably love it. I hope so. Okay, so let's get to all the Elle Kennedy books, because I'm a huge fan of her. Okay, I also have some more books to show. I've already been a huge fan of The Graham Effect. It's part of a second generation series, like based on the Off Campus and Briar U series. I've bought this one as well at Waterstones, since it's like the buy one get one half the price thing. I already loved The Graham Effect. It was so good, and I knew that I had to get the Dixon rule. I still haven't figured out like from which parents these kids are, because The Graham Effect is about Chi-Chi, so the daughter of Garrett Graham and Hannah, but I still haven't figured out like who's Deanna Dixon and Shane Lindley, because I haven't read the Briar U series yet. I have it here, but I ordered it with the sprayed edges. the wrong version arrived, so I'm still discussing with the seller, so let's see. But yeah, I can only start this one after I've read the Briar You series, but I'm really excited for this one since the Graham Effect was already so good, and I mean, Elle Kennedy never disappoints. So let's move on. This is a book that I also really wanted to buy. I bought this one at the Works as well for £3.50. It is Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. It's playing in the setting of London. I don't know exactly what it is about, but I don't know, this book was just speaking to me. I've seen some things about this on TikTok, and I've read an article that there will be like a movie or series adaptation if I'm right. So yeah, I mean, quick standalone. I'm excited to read this one, and it was also really cheap, so had to get it. And let's finish my Elle Kennedy selection. I've already read the series except for the 5th book. It is the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy. This was only £20, okay? It's crazy because in Germany you pay like around, I don't know, 50 euros or so for this whole series, so £20 is crazy. I had to get it. I already read this like so many years ago, I think like 5 or 6 years. I love this series. I mean, the deal, the score, these two are my favorites. But there's one book that I haven't read, which is The Legacy. It's like a few years after like being about all the 4 couples, how they are doing now. Yeah, so I still have to read this one, but I mean, I just needed this series in my bookshelf, and just like I know that I will reread this one, so £20, I mean, I had to get it. And I mean, if you haven't read this one, it's also a ice hockey series. It's great. This was definitely what brought me into like the ice hockey romance genre. It was phenomenal. Okay, so let's continue with Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I haven't read any books by Elsie Silver so far, but I heard a lot of good things. I mean, it's everywhere. This is her newest book. I have no clue what this book is about, okay? Like, based on the blurb, I just see like some words like billionaire, small town romance. So I mean, I'm not a huge fan of small town as a trope, but I mean, if it's well made, then yeah, it's definitely okay. As I already said, I have no idea what it is about, but let's see. Let's continue with some other books by Elsie Silver. It's the Chestnut Spring series. I bought 4 books of these. There was this like deal that you get free books for £6, so I had to get them, and like I think singular it was like £2.50, so I mean, this series for like in total £8.50. It's crazy, okay? So the Chestnut Spring series, I also don't know exactly what it is about, but I know that the first one, I think it's Flawless. This is about like rodeo or something. Then the second one from the series is Heartless. Oh no, is this the one about rodeo? I don't know. Yeah, okay, I can't figure it out. But the third one, this is Powerless. This is about an NHL player, if I'm right, or like something with ice hockey or figure skating, I guess, as you can see like on the cover. We'll see. And the fourth one is Reckless. This also seems like kind of Western rodeo. I think I've heard that all of these books are like kind of small town romance, so let's see how I will like them, since I'm like not a small town romance girl, but maybe I'll become a fan of Elsie Silver. And last but not least is the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. This entire series was £20 as well at the Works. I mean, 5 books for £20 is like a phenomenal price, so I had to get this. I've already read Hooked, as you can see, like it's here. I've read it already, also marked it. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't like phenomenal, but it's a great book for starters if you're new to dark romance. Like in general, this series is good like for dark romance newbies. All of these books are like about different Disney villains. It's not like a retelling, but like it's inspired by Disney villains. So the first one was like about Captain Hook, or like here James Hook. The other ones, I don't know which Disney villains they're based on, but many of you told me that this series is really good and that it starts getting really good like with the second book. Many of you recommended me Scared, and I've also seen good things about, I think, was it Wretched or Twisted? I think this one. So let's see. I'm excited to continue the series. £20, phenomenal. A new addition to my dark romance collection. It's looking a bit messy right now, but for me London was definitely a full success, especially if you want to buy books. I also bought a small suitcase to bring all these books home because otherwise I wouldn't have had the space in my huge suitcase. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. And since I've never been to London, it was great, like doing basic sightseeing, Tower Bridge, London Eye, Hyde Park, all this stuff. And I really want to come back. I mean, there are just so many beautiful bookstores, foils, Waterstones. But one thing that was a bit sad actually is that in London in general, or like in the UK, many told me also as well, they don't have a lot of dark romance. And to be honest, I thought that I could save more money buying books because like The Works is like the only main store where you can get like really good prices, but like in those big stores like Waterstones, Foil, it's not cheaper than buying them here in Germany, because ordering them on Amazon in Germany most of the time is even way cheaper. I can't wait to start reading these books. I'm really excited for the legacy, so I can finally wrap up the off-campus series. Let's see, my TBR is growing and growing and growing. I'm still gonna do a tour of all my bookshelves. I'll have new bookshelves here as well. That's for now. I hope that you like this book haul. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms, for example on TikTok or Instagram. I also link it down in the description. And I hope to see you really soon on my channel here. Bye!